I tricked y'all, didn't I? See, don't even play with me. Okay, y'all know I wasn't serious. No, I am somewhat serious because I do feel as though that Tisha and Marsau are made for each other based off of perhaps, not trying to diagnose them, but what I'm trying to say is the type of man that Marsau is could only marry a woman such as Tisha, someone that's going to blindly follow him and maybe let go of her better self, her intuition, for the simple fact that it may have been indoctrinated in her brain, like this is the best I could do, or maybe like it's my man makes me, you know what I mean? Like she don't realize that she's the prize. She doesn't realize that she's the one that should be impressed. She's the one who, the man should be working for, making sure she's feeling good, make sure everything is all right, making sure that he's lowering her any doubts that she has, you know what I mean? But not in an aggressive and offensive way, but because his behavior is aligning with that. You know what I mean? It's aligning with the faithful man. Marsau does not give faithful man energy. Like his speech don't, his stance doesn't, the way he move doesn't. So that's just what we want to see, and that's what we're not seeing. So that's how come during the whole reunion, their interaction, it just showed me like, no, they are a match for each other. It couldn't be no other way. He could never be with like a real strong boss woman, and that's okay. And not to say Tisha's not, you know what I mean? She is the kind of woman for that kind of man. So that's why I'm like, in a way, they are couple goals. But if you don't want to be like Tisha, it also showed me why you have to develop yourself. You have to love who you are so you can attract someone that will like that strength. Because some men want to do right, you know what I mean? And they need a woman that's going to like put their foot down, that's not going to tolerate their stuff in order to be a better man. Not to say it's all about a woman, but I do believe that, women can inspire change in men. Not to say like we are responsible for their change, and if a man doesn't change, it's on a woman. But I do feel like it is some truth in like women being influential, you know what I mean, and helping their man grow up or inspiring him to want to do better. And like I said, there is some men that want the benefits of marriage, the perks of marriage, the tax breaks that come with marriage, how it looks good to the public, but they don't want to uphold their vows or do their part either. Just like I feel as though a woman may just want a man for the same optics, for the same reasons. And it's okay if he does X, Y, and Z. I just want a man. I just want to take the pictures. I want the Christmas pictures. I just want the photo ops. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't about to break up my imagine it, like my fairy tales, like, my rose color. I'm not taking these rose colored glasses off. Anybody that try to make me, I'm gonna punch them in their face, you know what I mean? And that's just what it's giving me. So at this point, I don't want nothing to come out about their marriage, because at the end of the day, I just really feel like she's not going anywhere, and that is okay. You know what I mean? I just learned in life be life, and it's a lot of nuances and things like that. So what I may do may be different than what you may do, or like your sister or the person or the lady that's behind you may do. Everybody is different and everybody reacts different. But I do feel like the antidote, the armor, the defense will always be loving yourself and putting you first, and always looking out for your best interest, and knowing that you are complete and whole regardless of who is in your life. Period. You know what I mean? I just feel like women make the man, not the other way around. So you will be fine, sis, but I think society had done a great job making women feel like they are not, So and even the way that, the courting thing goes, the man has to ask the woman for her hand in marriage. You know what I mean? He gets on his one knee. Because this is like, sis, say I do, because you're doing me a favor, Say I do to me. You're going to raise you're going to carry my seed, You're going to cultivate the family for me. Like, the woman is doing a man a favor. And that's how come you get favor when you marry. The man that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. Like, so that's the thing. And their marriage works for them. That's what I really realized, you know what I mean? It may not be what will work for me, because I feel like I will be lying to myself, but now also comes to the point where, yeah, I want to be happy in my relationship. I don't want just the marriage or the last name just to say that I have it. Like, no, I want this to be a partnership. We walk it side by side, and you want to do right by me just as much as I want to do right by you. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just doing this for show. We're doing this for real. Like, ain't nobody got to see it kind of thing. So that's where I'm at with it or whatever. I'm going to be my own best friend, even in the marriage. I just feel like, stay married to you. Marry you for better or for worse. You know what I mean? Be loyal to you. Don't ever divorce yourself, because that's all you really have in the end. And I really don't think you should tolerate anything just to tolerate it. But I wanted to come on here and say that, like, at this point, all this, what people got in evidence and how has it came out yet, it's fine at this point. They belong together. Even with that whole puppet thing at the reunion rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like, see, Marsau, you just gonna let your girl embarrass herself like that? Like, obviously that little skit thing was practice, like, oh, I'm about to do this. And maybe to her, it was a great thing, but to me, I just felt like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Tisha, like, if Tisha look cute or something, I'm gonna say I'm not the biggest fan of Martell, but if he look nice, I'm gonna say it. Like, it's, if they do something that I feel like I'm going to say it. So I felt like that whole little Muppet thing was like whack, because Tisha, it could have went off without a hitch, but Tisha don't got that personality, you know what I mean? Like, she's not like a jokester kind of, like, she don't have that bravado to really pull something like that off. Like, you gotta be like, I don't know, what I'm trying to say, y'all? You gotta be that kind of person to pull like pranks and little props off. That's not easy to do. And she's just not that person to do. Like, I never seen her crack a joke or anything like that. So it was like totally like awkward kind of thing, but that's all right. But at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, they belong together. That's the right type of woman for Marsau, and Marsau is a right type of man for Tisha, because she's just, to me, I'm pretty sure she probably loves her family and all that and loves him, but she loves him more than she loves himself. So that's why I'm like, you know what? He's the right kind of man for her too. They really do match when you think about it, and they got 15 years, 16 years, how many years to show for it. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. But let me know what y'all think. Y'all see where I'm coming from. Like, I think I am being facetious. I think that's the word that I'm looking for. Like, I'm like being like low-key sarcastic or whatever. But I just feel like when you're unsure of yourself and you derive your self-worth from others, you will attract a man like Marsau. So that's why I said they are couple goals. They are perfect for each other, Marsau needs a woman like Tisha who's going to believe him about everything, blindly in almost in a sense. So this is why I'm going to always be an advocate for self-actualization, being a whole, complete person, and a man being the icing on the cake. I feel the same way about men as well. Like, being your purpose, and the right woman will come along or be on that path as you're walking. I just feel like no human being is supposed to complete you. May make life more fun, more full, more like rewarding. I get that, but at the same time, like, they're just a person too, like you, flawed. So they can't hit every area. Hopefully they can hit most of them, but the other areas where they don't, I do really feel like that's where you gotta rely on God, so you don't cheat or nothing like that, or think that the grass is green on the other side, So yeah, let me know what y'all think, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.
Met Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent. Met Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent.